welcome back to my channel. So I'm filming this like a month after the fact, but basically we're doing I read fantasy books for a week, which ended up being like 10 days, but who's counting? So yeah, if you want to see what books I chose or what I thought about them and if fantasy is for me by the end of this video, then just keep watching. I'm this far into the book. I'm on chapter 10, page 91. So far, I just think this is so cozy. It feels like I'm reading a farming sim game. Like that's like, it gives me those vibes and I love that. Like nothing's happening, it's so low stakes, but it's really cozy and it just gives me farming sim vibes. Okay, it turns out I nearly finished this book. I've just listened to like 7 chapters on an audiobook because I needed to like do a bit of housework, so I did that. The audiobook's actually pretty decent. I'm not sure who actually voices it, but it's on Spotify Premium if you have that, which was good to know. So yeah, I'm on chapter 2. I actually only have about 60ish pages left of the actual story, but it turns out at the end there's like a extra story. It's called Pages to Fill, a Legends and Lattes story, which is like 30 pages maybe. And then there's also a prologue for Bookshops and Bone Dust as well at the back. So yeah, nearly finished. I just really enjoyed this. It feels like as if you get one of those games. I said like a farming sim earlier, but obviously this is not a farming farming book. It's kind of like one of those games where obviously this person has not inherited the cafe, but it's like, oh, you inherit a cafe and now you need to do it up and add more people to your team and add more items to the menu. Like that's what this is. That's what this book is. That is the plot. Is one of those games basically, and it's so cozy and I love those types of games. So yeah, so far I'm just really enjoying. It's just really cozy, and I really like how it's written. I really like the characters. There's like a smidge, like I think there's like a slight romance subplot that's like starting to come into a head, which is really cute. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this and I'll give you my full thoughts when I'm finished. Okay, ignore how not great the lighting is and the fact that that is really messy here. I fully finished this tonight. I finished the main story last night and then read like the, I guess, kind of prequel story called Pages to Fill when I got home. I really enjoyed this. This was so cozy and it was a really quick read. Not a lot happens. It's just vibes. It's very slow. It's very low stakes. But I genuinely thought it was just really cozy. I think I've said a few times now, it was like a cozy farming sim or like a cozy cafe tycoon game type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just really liked it. I liked the world. It was cute. There was a side plot of romance, which I wasn't really expecting, but I thought it was really cute. Like it's like crumbs of a side romance, crumbs. But it was cute and it fit well with the story. So yeah, and as well the little kind of like novella almost at the end I felt like was like a nice little addition. I'm not gonna lie, I actually listened to most of the novella on audiobook because for some reason I just did not have the brain capacity to actually properly read. I think I read like half of it and then the rest I actually listened to an audiobook. and played on a game in the dark in the living room because I was just so tired. But it was a good little like glimpse into who she was before, and I think you can see, obviously this is Viv when she had that like moment of how she was like changing, if that makes sense. So yeah, I highly recommend if you like cozy reads that are just quite, I don't want to say boring because it wasn't boring, but just not like simple, I guess, even though it wasn't simple because like everyone's names and the fact that they're all different fantasy creatures is confusing. But yeah, anyway, I've rated it 4 stars. When Bookshops and Bone Dust comes out into paperback, I'll probably get that and read as well, even though I'm sure that's a prequel. But oh yeah, it is a prequel, so it's when Viv's still like a mercenary or whatever she is. So that might be quite fun to see a different side of the world rather than like, oh, cozy coffee shop. I picked up Assistant to the Villain because the original plan was to finish this really quickly and then go on to this, and then I didn't have the brain capacity. I also don't know if I'm going to go straight onto this one or not, or if I'm going to go on to something else. I'll see how I feel in the morning. In my TikTok I posted, which was like last, now, next, this was what I put for what my next was going to be. But I just don't know if this is what I'm feeling currently. But you never know, the vibes might be different in the morning. You never know. I've just tried to get my phone situated on here, and my phone fell. And it knocked this, and she's broken. And it's my little reader girl. Her legs up, she's got no legs anymore. I'm gonna have to ask my dad if he can glue her. Anyway, it's the next morning. I don't know what to read today. Let me come a bit closer. I kind of read a few synopses last night, and I'm very intrigued by Girl Goddess Queen. So I don't know whether to read this one or not. But apparently it's YA. I wasn't expecting it would have been, you know, Persephone and Hades. Persephone and Hades. But I feel like because the words, the font's quite big with it being a hardback, I'm going to feel like I'm zooming through this book, you know? But it is also nearly 500 pages. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to read this. This is going to be the choice for today. So, I'm not going to lie though, I have just woken up and I feel like I need to lie there and do nothing. So, I've loaded up a couple of YouTube videos that I'm going to start before I get ready and read this. So, I'll get back to you when I do start. Okay, I've actually decided I'm not going to get ready yet because I'm going to oil my hair. But before I do that, I am going to get started on some of Girl Goddess Queen, but I'm taking the dust jacket off because I don't want it to get like damaged when I'm reading it. And also just look how nice, like, come on. I love when hardbacks have a nice, like, actual cover. I'm wearing the strangest outfit ever, like blue lounge pants, a top from, I bought it was like a pajama set from Ann Summers that says I'm sassy and I know it, and then a cherry cardigan because I'm chilly. Anyway, I have read up to page 143. I'm on chapter 16, so I'm like this far through the book. I'm really enjoying it. I think because on the dust jacket. I'm sorry if you can hear my dishwasher right now, but anyway, yeah, a lot of people said it was like rom-com-y. Oh yeah, this one in the back just says brings to life timeless gods, the complex intimacy of family bonds, a fierce protagonist and a passionate slow burn romance. I was like, okay, the romance, that's got me. And the fact people have said it's like rom-com-y. Oh, and this one, Jennifer Saint, who obviously is doing a lot of retellings at the minute, who did Ariadne and Electra, she said an unexpected, meticulously researched, empowering rom-com. So I think that as well really made me want to read it last night when I like looked over it. It's just so good. I feel like I've been properly hooked like straight away from the beginning. It's very... Hades is getting more personality to him now at this point in the story, and he's like loosening up a bit, which I really enjoy because I'm loving Hades right now. And Persephone's also letting more of her true colours show, so she's becoming a lot more of an interesting character at this point in the book. So yeah, so far I'm just really enjoying it. It seems very fun, and I think it's just gonna get better, fingers crossed. So I thought I'd do a quick little clip to tell you what my thoughts are so far. But yeah, really enjoying, and I can't wait to keep binge reading the rest of the book. Okay, I'm over halfway. I'm on page 283, chapter 29. So I've made good progress on this today. I've read all of that in one day. That's not bad. I'm really thoroughly enjoying this book. I really want to read more, but I have to be up early for work tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to bed. But I wish I could stay up and read this. I'm really enjoying it. I'm very much enjoying Hades and Persephone's banter as well. Like, they're really funny. Like, the closer they've gotten, they've got this like rapport and this like back and forth. That's just, it's so good. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. We will pick this up tomorrow when I get back from work. I might try and read like a couple of chapters before work, if I can like get myself to wake up. But yeah, I will pick this up after work tomorrow. Okay, it's like 11:45 at night, and I have just finished this book. It's the next day also. I've been at work all day. Anyway, my friend FaceTimed me, and then I was on the phone with my mum for like 50 minutes. So I should have been finished this like an hour and a half ago. But oh well. This was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. The fact I finished a book this thick in 2 days when I worked one of them is mad to me. I may give more thoughts in the morning once I've slept. But this book was so good. For being a YA, it wasn't like young feeling. I'm guessing this book is going to be a series. I thought it was a standalone, but I'm guessing this book's going to be a series, so I'm going to look that up straight after this before I go to bed. Hades was a beautiful man. I love him. And Persephone is iconic. I feel like what's this flickering? I don't know if this flickering is going to be showing up in the clip after this. But just in case, I'm going to leave this clip short and sweet. I'm going to give you more information in the morning. But I finally finished it. I have decided on a final rating for this book, and I'm going to give it a 4.5. Because it is, when I think about 5-star fantasy reads, I think about A Court of Mist and Fury. And did I get the same feeling reading this book as I did reading A Court of Mist and Fury? No, not quite. So I don't think it's quite a 5 stars, but my god, this book was so good. I really enjoyed it. Definitely empowering. It is quite feminist, and it's very much about someone coming into their own, like a woman coming into their own power and discovering more of who she is. And I like how that's such a big part of the story, is Persephone's journey of self-discovery and kind of accepting and starting to actually like who she is rather than putting on this front for everyone. And she starts to actually be herself rather than whichever front she feels like she needs to put on for people so she can be safe, kind of thing. And it is definitely like rom-com vibes. Obviously it's not it's not full rom-com, because it's a fantasy and the stakes are quite high, I suppose, for all things considered. But it's definitely got like rom-com aspects, especially because there is like a marriage of convenience in it, which feels very rom-com. Yeah, it's very slow burn. I don't think anything happens until like the last 200 pages, I'll be completely honest. Like, not really. And even then, it's closed door. Things are kind of alluded to or like mentioned, but not really. So there's no spice at all. Which is a shame because I love spice, but I don't think this story necessarily needed it because, like I say, the book, romance is an aspect of the book, but it's like a side plot. The main plot is, it's not really a coming of age, even though it kind of is, but it's not. It's like that sort of vibe, I guess, of just self-discovery and what have you. Also, like, the synopsis on the back really made me want to read it. Obviously, it was the Persephone wasn't taken to hell, she jumped. I was just like, ooh, give me the tea. Like, it just, I don't know, I just really enjoyed the book. Okay, I'm not very good at writing down, or I'm not very good at putting thoughts into words when I enjoy something. If I enjoy it, and that's literally it. That's all my brain gives me. I will say the writing is very like simple. It's not like, it's good writing. It's not bad by any means, but it's not like lyrical or poetic or especially like, it's short prose, it's easy to read sentences, it's like, but I suppose it is white, so that makes sense. I read the synopsis the other night when I was trying to decide before I read Girl Goddess Queen what to read, and this did intrigue me. But it's a YA, and I don't know if I want to read another YA, because Legends of Atlantis was also like, I wouldn't say it was young adult specifically, but I feel like I need some spice. So I only have one option. Well, I have two. It's either What Lies Beyond the Veil, because I've heard that's spicy, or The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I've heard The Serpent and the Wings of Night is good. I've heard What Lies Beyond the Veil is not great, but it's spicy, and that's why people are reading it. I don't even know how many books are in this series, and my phone I'm using it to film, so I'm not entirely sure. Does it tell me anything? Oh, it just says What Lies Beyond the Veil and What Hunts Inside the Shadows. They used to be in the Wicks. I got this one from the Wicks, but I haven't seen the other book in the Wicks in a while, so that's a shame. Oh, it's got a map. I'm reading this one because before the map there's a triggering content warnings list, and that tells me all I need to know, that this is what I want to read. So I guess we're starting What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper Elwoods, and if I like it, I'll read the rest of the series. Like I say, I have heard not amazing things about this book, so I'm going into this book with low expectations because I'm purely here for the spice. Okay, as it stands, I have read 60 pages, actually no, 59 pages technically, of this book today. I've only read one chapter since getting home. The chapters are really long, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. So I'm on chapter 5. I read the other chapters before I went to work this morning. This is not a flat angle, but honestly, I'm just really tired and I can't be bothered. I don't know how I feel about this book yet. It feels really slow and the chapters feel really long. I'm not invested. I'm not hooked yet. And also, like I say, I'm really, really tired. And so I just can't be bothered to read. So I'm not giving up on it. That's all I've read for today. So we will try and pick it back up again tomorrow. Okay, it's Saturday night at like 10 o'clock. I didn't vlog it all yesterday because I didn't read it all yesterday. I've read about 100 pages of this today. And I went to Waterstones earlier and they had books 2 and 3. I didn't get them because at the time I was feeling a little bit like meh. Like the first 50 pages I felt quite slow. And I am starting to enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's like amazing. So I'm a little annoyed because I never see this series at my local Waterstones. So I kind of wish I got them because now I am enjoying it. But I don't know if I'm enjoying it yet to the point where I think I'm going to want to go on to the next one straight away. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm on chapter 16, page 269. No, page 169. So I have about it's like over 400 pages. I have a good way to go yet. I'm about a third of the way through, maybe. I'm going to try and finish it tomorrow, but we will see. But yeah, I thought I'd give my thoughts. I'm probably just going to like do a last clip when I finish the book, unless I have anything especially meaningful to say about it, because at the minute don't hate it, but I don't love it. I don't know fully how I feel yet. I like it better than I did 100 pages ago, but yeah. So unless I have anything really important to say, I guess I'll see you when I finish the book for my final thoughts. Okay, I have just finally finished this book. And I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. I will put my final rating here for you, but here are my thoughts. I guessed every single part of this book. Not a single thing was a surprise. And what was meant to probably be this big, like this big moment that was meant to be this, like, oh my god, I had no idea. Like, it literally wasn't. I'm not thinking I'm special in this. I think it's fairly blatantly obvious who he is. And I can't decide if I really don't like him or if he's crazy. Here's the thing. Where this something I believe should be like a dark romantasy, kind of fair enough, but I might have to look it up. But I don't think it's necessarily marketed as like a dark romance type of thing. He is outright crazy, and he's been very like possessive and like a bit much this whole time, and just getting worse and worse. And I feel like there's more to it. Obviously there's a lot more to the world, a lot more to the story. Like, you only know like the humans side of the whole fae human thing. So I imagine the next book we're gonna learn like the fae side of things. But which book 2 is on KU, book 3 is not for some reason. I don't feel like I need to go on to the next book straight away, even though it kind of ended on a cliffhanger. I'm just not interested enough to go straight onto it. I have downloaded it on KU if I do want to, but I do not feel that inkling in me. At the moment, I can take it or leave it, because I don't like Caleb. But then it kind of, I have a feeling how they're going to take it, and I have a feeling he might end up being better in the next one. This has been 10 days of reading fantasy for a week. Because it took me like a week to read this book. But, well, no, it's been like 5 days maybe. I feel those days I didn't bother reading it. Yeah, I feel very much in a fantasy mood, and I've already picked my TBR for next month, and none of it is fantasy. Oh no, there's one fantasy, but I feel like I really want to stay in the fantasy realm. Am I in my fantasy era because of this video? Possibly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.